Hey Sagittarius, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking at your person and, the energy of the situation and then the reality of the situation, okay? So I will just let everyone know if you want to leave a comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for a free personal reading. I will be drawing that when we hit our first 100 subscribers and getting really close, guys. So make sure you like and subscribe. I really appreciate all your support. But when we're looking at the energy, we do normally see things like people's thoughts and feelings towards you. I am using the Healing Light Lenormand for that. Then we do have the Tanis Lenormand when we are looking at the reality of the situation. So obviously hoping that we do see the energy and the reality kind of matching up. That's always a good sign. But I do also have the Hidden Truth Oracle to get a few extra messages for us today as well. But sort of heading straight on into it for you, Saggy, we'll have a look here at your person's energy towards you, Sagittarius. Your person's energy towards you, Sagittarius. Okay, can I just get a clarity for why that first card, please? Why that first card? What's that about? Okay, Sagittarius. So we have a very interesting message here. Firstly, I'll show you that on the bottom of the deck, we do have the letter, which is a communication card. So it does feel as though this is something that, the energy that your person has at the moment is something that they do want to communicate with you. It's just not sort of coming through clearly as to, um, you know, it's an indirect, since it's on the bottom of the deck, it's indirectly that in their energy that they will communicate this with you. But I feel for a lot of you Sagittarians that this may be like a brand new connection, or maybe even a connection that you haven't actually met the person yet. Um, it might be an upcoming connection. All right, so just a weird vibe I'm getting there, Sagittarius. The first card I do have is the Garden, okay? And I do have that clarified by the bear. All right, so like I said, it's a bit of a weird. Just keeping in mind, like when I'm looking at, I'm looking at the next couple of cards. I do feel this is why I asked for a clarifier for the Garden, is because I do feel that this is actually kind of separate to the next sort of cards. So the Garden is all about, it is a social card. So it's about, getting out there and meeting new people. So that's why for some of you Sagittarians, you may not have even met this person yet, or there may be, like a social aspect of themselves that they're kind of protective of. So it definitely could be talking about, something like meeting their family or meeting friends. It may be an issue between you at the moment, all right? Because it's kind of feeling like it's just telling me that there's some social aspect that they are being like really overprotective of. The bear is quite a strong, powerful card where it's someone setting boundaries, kind of a vibe, and they're setting social boundaries. So it's kind of like, it could be a couple of things, but, I'm getting that it may be different for everyone within the collective. So for some of you, this is just referring to, you haven't even met them yet. Others of you, this is talking about, yeah, they're being overprotective, and it's a bit of an issue between you at the moment with, meeting their family or meeting their friends, those sorts of things. If they've got children, it's probably something like that, meeting their children. It's probably a big thing to them, and they're being a little bit protective and defensive even of allowing that to happen just as of yet. But I am also getting that, like I said, it could be strong boundaries, and they're just being quite, just it's weird messages here, Sagittarius, that there's someone. It really feels like there's someone that they. It's not that they don't want you to meet them. It could be for one or two of you, but it's kind of like they're like with the garden, like the garden is normally like a very restful, social, positive card, talking about meeting people, going out socially, doing things together. So they may be kind of like not like it kind of feels like it's a not wanting to go out and do things together, not wanting, being very protective of their time, not wanting to see you as much as you want to see them, kind of a vibe, right? That you might want to go and meet up with them and meet up with them and their friends and whatnot, but it's kind of feeling as though they're setting clear boundaries that no, I'm going out with my friends and I just want to hang out with my friends. No offense, but don't come. It's kind of feeling like, yeah, you're wanting to spend more time with them than they're wanting to allow you to, kind of a vibe. So it's quite interesting. Let me know in the comments if that resonates for your particular situation, or how, because it's just they're being really protective over something or other. And like they do want to communicate with you. Like we did see that at the bottom of the deck. So they do want to clearly communicate why with you, but they're not being very clear about it at the moment, I don't feel. And then what we're kind of seeing here though is, and now that I'm like looking at it a little bit more, I'm like, do you know what? I think this probably is indirectly connected, all right? Because we do have the mouse and then the tower. Okay, so the mouse really does talk about things that are sort of niggling away in the back of their head, things. It's usually talking about the past. The tower also talks about the past sometimes too. So we're definitely looking at a past issue for this person. It does deal with things, feeling that sensation of loss, all right, and needing a lot of solitude and time to themselves. So we're getting a few very similar references, because the bear can talk about solitude, the tower can talk about solitude. Both of these two cards can talk about something in the past. All right, so I do feel as though there's something in their past that has happened in the past, and it's kind of that vibe of that's why they're being really defensive and putting up really strong boundaries at the moment, is because they're worried that it's going to end up exactly like something in the past did, and they're very aware that they need to ground themselves strongly and take a lot of time to themselves. Like I really am just getting solitude, a lot of solitude from the tower card today. They may still be dealing with something from the past. They haven't actually completely gotten over some sort of loss in the past, and just feeling as though something was sort of taken from them in the past, and they're not. I'm just like, there's no cards about it, but I'm just really feeling that that's why they're being protective. They don't want to repeat the same cycle that they've been through in the past. They don't want to have the same result as something in the past. And so maybe when they spend a lot of time with someone in the past, when they first met someone, and then they spent a lot of spent constant time with that person, it's ended badly, and so they're just very wary of overdoing it a little bit, and that's why they're quite strong with their boundaries, and they're being quite protective of their time, being very protective of their friends and family. Maybe it definitely could be something like that someone in the past was very close with their friends or their family, and then when they've broken up or something, it's created a rift for them in their personal life, outside of their past connection. It's created problems, just because of other people. Like, I'm just getting that it's just something to do with not wanting to replay the past. So not wanting to have that eat away at them, that, oh, this is happening exactly like it did back then. So it's just a bit of a they're wanting to stay quite independent at the moment, and have you respect their boundaries. So they're going to be communicating this, but I'm just feeling that it maybe not be communicated the most clearly, and it may actually, like, you may not get a clear understanding of why they need this space to themselves. I just feel as though, they're lacking clear communication with this, I feel, and it's just, they're not being completely clear about why they need extra time to themselves, or why they don't want you to meet their friends, or whatever that is. All right, but we'll see what's coming through in the reality of the situation, Sagittarius. Sagittarius and your person, the reality, please. Yeah, so once again, yeah, they're just being quite logical, which, like, I can't fault them, okay? I can't fault them for being like this, all right? They're being quite logical. That's the masculine. So they're being quite logical in their head a lot. Maybe even overthinking all this a little bit, but they're trying to keep quite restrained, and quite stoic and reserved and restrained. So that's kind of what's coming through, is the restraint, and they are still. It feels like with the coffin that they are still closing out, and they are really worried about cycles with the coffin repeating. The coffin really does talk about death and then rebirth. So it really does talk about, they're worried about this ending too soon, because of it's going to end up like it did before, or something. It does just feel a little bit like that. All right, but that's something that they're working on. All right, we do have the tree, so they are having growth about this, and they are realizing that, there's probably no need to be so stoic and reserved, and they're going to close out some past concerns. Them having time to themselves probably is actually going to give them the closure that they need to realize that the past is not the present. All right, so that will actually help them, get that self growth, but also self care. All right, they're just, I can't fault them. Like I said, I can't fault them for it, Sagittarius. It's not personal. All right, it's just what this person needs to go through in order to grow through that, and make sure that they've dealt with the past, properly, and that they're not bringing that into your connection with, into the connection with you. And, I dare say, I haven't looked at an outcome as of yet, but I dare say that this will just sort of just be one of them little things, that this is just what's coming out today. Energy does always shift and change. I don't feel as though this is actually going to be like a huge, big drama or anything like that. But we'll have a look at the most likely outcome here for you, Sagittarius, and your person. Most likely outcomes. Pardon. Okay, so Sagittarius, the most likely outcomes. I do have the Star card, the Scythe card, and then on the bottom of the deck, the Ring. Okay, so like I said, I do feel as though this is not going to be a big drama. They just need to maybe take some time to themselves and get over their ish, all right? Get over whatever it is in the past. But we do see the Star card is all about their hopes, their dreams, their that wish fulfillment that they want, all right? So, and we are seeing, some sudden changes. I do feel as though that's talking about that growth there. Once they've had that growth, they will suddenly, unexpectedly, get out of this, heavy sort of logical, withdrawn, reserved kind of a vibe. They will suddenly break away from that energy, and just focus on, hang on, I'm not going to get my wishes fulfilled if I keep being like that, and holding myself back. So they will suddenly make some sudden sort of change. And then we do see the Ring on the bottom of the deck. So we do see that, as a possible outcome, there definitely is, strong connection possible between you guys. A lot of wish fulfillment possible. It's just a matter of them, suddenly just dealing with their ish, like I kind of said there. But once again, this can talk about those cycles as well. So like I said, I can't fault your person. They are really just trying to make sure that this is a strong connection and not just a cycle that you guys are in. All right. So they're really trying to not repeat cycles, and to actually make sure this is a strong ring connection, not a cycle connection. All right. So they're doing the right thing. I just feel as though you, Sagittarius, may just be a little bit taken aback by this sort of energy and whatnot, but your person definitely has growth coming through into the reality. All right, so they will definitely sort this out and move along. All right, so and it'll be sudden, it'll be quite unexpected and sudden. All of a sudden they'll be like, okay, now I'm ready for you to meet so and so, now I'm ready for this, now I'm ready for that. And it'll just be like, why was it not okay yesterday, but then today it's okay? And you'll be like, I just feel like you'll be probably a little bit confused by that, Sagittarius. We'll have a look at the hidden truth of this connection. Okay, Sagittarius and your person. What is the hidden truth here? 1 minute. Sorry. Okay, so we do have just being near you is intoxicating, all right? So there's a lot of feelings there. They do, and I feel like they're just feeling so strongly that they are really, really making sure that it's not strongly in a bad way, if that makes sense. Like, we really find a lot of the times too that, especially when you've been through, toxic relationships and things like that, those toxic relationships, the connections feel strong and you really think that you love that person. And so they're making sure that it's not that, all right? And they're making sure that it's genuine emotion, that they are feeling for you. But, because they do feel so strongly, that's why they want to make sure that it is genuine, all right? And then we do have you speak to me through music, all right? So music may be quite important to you guys. I feel as though they're probably sitting up in their tower, off by themselves in hermit mode, listening to a lot of music that's helping them get through this period of growth, all right? Quite interesting. Let me know how that resonates for you guys, Sagittarius. Hopefully that, holds something important for you. If not, you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. But hopefully I'll see you all again soon.